Welcome, STEMgineers, to STEM to Stern, the podcast where curiosity meets critical thinking. Join Chauntée and Jake as they discuss STEM topics that spark debate and exploration.
Hey everybody, welcome back to STEM to Stern. I'm Jake.
And I'm Chauntée.
And today's topic of discussion is, if you could change a law of physics for one day, what would it be? Chauntée, take it over.
I'm terrified to say this out loud because I already know what's going to happen. Back up. Just kidding.
You're talking to somebody with a PhD in physics.
I know.
Somebody very judgmental.
Oh, it's going to be so bad, but I'm so ready for this.
Okay.
Mine would be Newton's first law, the law of inertia.
Yeah.
I need you to process for a moment. But imagine this. Again, I want to clarify this is for one day. I'm not asking for that because we could really impact the planets and the solar system and all kinds of stuff with this. But imagine this. So the law of inertia is, go ahead, I'll let you have this moment.
So it's like it's the thing, an object in motion tends to stay in motion, an object at rest tends to stay at rest. So things have momentum, in another way of saying it.
So without that, things would, let's say you're driving your car. This is a hypothetical, of course, but you're driving your car, and when you stop pushing on the gas, you don't need a brake because immediately the car will stop. Because inertia makes it keep moving until you apply an external force to stop it completely, or with friction, right? But with that, if you're not moving, then you're not moving.
So I guess I'm trying to imagine how that would look, like how the world would look if we didn't have the law of inertia.
That's one, the vehicle thing. And also think about, would your chair even hold you up if we didn't have the law of inertia? Because you're relying on, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you think about the concept of putting a book on a table. You don't have the law of inertia for that. So what would happen? Would everything be rolling around and kind of moving all the time?
What I'm thinking of in my head is that like things could just go wherever they want to without any concern, because like you wouldn't have momentum to keep it going on in one direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's difficult for me to imagine that in my head. But
I'm a fan of chaos. I just want to make that clear.
Chaos.
I'm a very big fan of chaos, and this indeed will cause chaos.
Yeah, I can imagine basically like people driving around in cars would like they might just like all of a sudden like just go off the road, go into the sky. I don't know how that would work exactly.
I just think it would be so fun to just watch chaos but I do think it would impact the planets because of the law of motion with that.
Yeah,
but.
I mean, since if you don't have inertia, then you don't have like orbits around like stars and things. So that might be bad.
It could be really bad, but again, it's for one day.
But that one day, like we could end up like out by Pluto by then, because that wouldn't be good.
We're going on a trip
on our favorite rocket ship. There we go. So yeah, another thing to consider. I remember reading this in some textbooks in college where they were talking about like, what if friction didn't exist for a day? And that would be bad.
It would be bad.
Like you would just kind of slide all over the place.
It would be bad. I mean, inertia would be bad to not have. Exactly. But pick a law of motion or a law of physics that you would like to get rid of for a day.
Okay.
There's so many, and I know everyone will say, "Oh, gravity," but I wanted something different.
Okay. Well, I'm going to disappoint you here, and I'm actually going to flip the script on you. I'm going to say the one law that I would not want to go away, and it would be gravity. Because think about how terrifying that would be.
It would be so scary.
Like if you just
how do you get away from
if you just kind of did a little jump, you'd be like, goodbye forever, Earth, and you just float out in space forever. That's horrifying.
That is horrifying. You would definitely have to be like tied to something.
You'd see people like holding on to trees and stuff. Like, no.
Yeah, it would be kind of scary. Because have you ever read the book about the what was it? Something about Miss Peregrine's
School for Gifted Children or something?
There's that one girl that has to wear the weighted shoes so she doesn't float up in the... I feel like that's the concept that would be with gravity, that where like she's gone.
Yeah.
But you would have to wear weighted shoes for the day.
Interesting. That leads to another interesting concept. If you could like make a one law of physics not apply to you, could that turn you into a superhero? Possibly.
I'm into it.
Yeah. Well,
let us know in the comments what law of physics you would like to see eliminated for a day. I mean, all of it's going to be chaotic, so it's okay. Create the chaos, embrace the chaos, and then also help fix the chaos afterwards.
True. And as someone who's studied physics personally, I feel like keeping it the way it is the best way to go, but theoretically.
Yeah. And if you don't think theoretically, then you won't be able to actually enjoy hopefully new creations and inventions. So you have to think outside the box.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Absolutely. Until next time.
Thanks for tuning in to STEM to Stern. We hope today's episode got you thinking. If you enjoyed the discussion, subscribe and share it with others. And be sure to check out our show notes for free resources and links that go along with today's episode. Until next time, keep questioning and keep exploring, STEM engineers.